Hey guys, how are we? Good. We are still doing the ghetto way of holding the camera. I know I'm not supposed to use that word because it's technically offensive, but you know what, guys? That's like my favorite word in the vocabulary. So, it is what it is. I hope that stays. If it doesn't, we're gonna. I feel like my guys are like. I'm me. So, we're here to do a reading. We're gonna be doing Scorpio. I feel like someone's mad at what I was gonna say. So we're here to do a reading, and it is gonna be for Scorpio risings. And we'll see what happens. That might happen 100 more times. Today's been a card literally just fell out. Starting off the bat with the Alchemist. Trust my Scorpionics to pull their card. So I would also say that this is a definite, that is completely a Scorpionic card. Yay! What is happening to the world right now? I'm so happy. So Scorpio risings, we're diving right in. Talk about fucking shadow ass kicking and taking names. One thing that I do want to make sure that I think that we literally realize, Scorpios, that we let go of our last thing that we needed to let go of. It looks like we are creating and manifesting absolutely anything and everything that we want. It looks like we absolutely have a new opportunity given by the universe right now to move forward in the estate as our divine feminine side takes the lead on not only nurturing our shadow side, our masculine side, but we are nurturing and living our best life in our beautiful and contagiously perfect divine feminineness. Now, as we know, we read energy here, so we communicate on a higher consciousness. So with that being said, for those that are new and or haven't been here, our tribe, the unicorn tribe, and or just our soul tribe here, leave comments if any questions. We're very open here. We believe in energy, and we recognize that all of us as individual dead matter people experiencing this thing called life and karmic shadows and funness and rebirths and transitions, we realize that in order to have and improve ourselves to the best as we can, and not only just improve ourselves, but literally create and manifest exactly what we want by realizing that we all have masculine and feminine to us. And since we do realize this, as Scorpionics, the most depthful of the depth of them all, we realize, High Priestess style, that often enough, when things get complicated in life, it is usually because whatever the energy of that person is sometimes changes. For instance, if we're in a sensitive relationship, the person might appear as a masculine to the world, but inside they are more of a feminine. And we realize when they're going through traumatic experiences such as triggers, lives, karmas, shadows, etc., that is just them leaning more on their masculine side. Knowing that they haven't changed, they're just hiding to protect, and realizing that they are the same individual. They're just responding out of a different side of them, of which we haven't seen. And once we work together in understanding that our shadows and those things that we cannot see, those triggers, those frustrations, are things that we just need to be consciously aware of. We can't be mad at ourselves. Why? Why be mad at yourself when you're trying to literally understand a whole nother side of yourself that naturally you don't gravitate to? You can't lose. All you can do is grow and understand. So therefore, although it feels like a losing battle, essentially it's only a winning battle, because we're not really losing anything besides the frustration and sometimes impatience that we have during our trigger moments and or karmic cycles or people, right? But here we are completely understanding that we need to be in our feminine vibe to understand and respect and not be cluttered by our ego, fears, and concentrate more on what we need to do for ourselves, what we need to do for the world right now during this time, and what we want to create. Divine Feminine is one of the best, in my personal opinions, creators. When we all, as individuals of dead matter and people, and our experiences here, we are able to use our divine feminine nature within us, transmute it into a way of being able to communicate with the world, right? Because feminines, us as our divine feminine selves, whatever, again, that's every single one of us watching, period, unless you're a dog. And then I'm still convinced that animals have feminine and masculine, but obviously it's a little different. But we're realizing that if we want to create something, who creates things? Women. And what do men do? Our masculine vibes. When I say men, that's masculine. Okay, so please, that does not mean men only. Okay? Again, we do not understand what do they even call those things that people get put in boxes on? I think it's like gender, not genre, or something like this. Gender, or something. We don't, that does not exist here on this channel. So please understand that is part of our way of understanding, learning, and growing. It's very important that we realize if I say man, that means more masculine. So if I'm talking about ego, fear, and those things, that's always, all of us have that. That is the karmic side. However, when balanced with feminine and masculine, man and woman within one us, we are able to not only create what we need to create, but after this, as we're creating, then we can jump to our masculine side and grow it to a full another dimension. That is also why, I just don't understand why the world's not like that. So again, like I said already, we are absolutely within our own justice of understanding who we are. We are realizing that at the end of the day, our shadow is ourself, is the only thing in life that essentially we have to deal with and battle with. And we can allow others to trigger us, but we always have the option to walk away, center, or do whatever healthiest and most justified for us. Whether that is doing whatever we need to know. At the end of the day, since we are thinking on our higher conscious level, because that's what we're here to do, to understand things in a higher consciousness, to bring it to the 3D, to think about things within a different amount of growth, we are coming in with the High Priestess card. This is a card of which, like you will hear me say, although I'm being more detail oriented, this specific reading, that's not how I usually am in readings. If you watch Scorpio risings, any of my other readings, actually I really don't describe a lot of any of this in detail. Why? Because it is up to us to sit and re-listen to the videos at a slow pace, understand that the more we listen to each other, the flow, the comments, and you connect with me and I connect with you and we connect with each other, the more we start to become an understanding of the fluency, and the more it will make sense without trying to put it in a box to understand, okay? High Priestess is something that allows us to connect from a High Priestess is a gift of being able to, when we can connect with the divine, and we're able to transmute that into the 3D. Is a way, I guess, of explaining it. We are moving, we are releasing when cards get thrown. So this is the all-over feeling. It looks like we are releasing potentially a Gemini. Now, I am hearing Gemini Taurus right when I picked up that card, but take it as you will, your story. It does look like this particular person and or vice versa, because like the string theory, energy is within itself and everything and intermingled. Therefore, all the energies and things that we're reading for are that as well. When I say King of Swords and or female, or again when we're saying man or woman, please remember this is talking about potentially a Gemini and or Taurus that has a persona when you meet them and talk to them that gives you the aura or the vibe of a feminine and or a masculine. It doesn't have to be specific, okay? So if you feel like the person has a masculine persona, like very like straight to the point, bold, let's get shit done, period, then that is who we're talking about, okay? whoever this person is, though, is contemplating essentially and or thinking about, oh, well, those are some cups. I guess I was sitting here looking at the cups and I guess it's too late. So I guess I'll just sit here some more and think about how I can essentially come in a little bit stronger, and or this person is thinking about how things could have been different if they coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay, moving on from that person, and or if you are that person and Scorpio rising is vibing with that, what you're basically saying is, I'm contemplating and thinking about the things that I have had in my past over the situations that I essentially rebirthed out of. However, there are a lot of things that we're not seeing, a lot of conflict and fighting that happened over a lot of things that were hidden, and I had to make the essential choice to do what I needed to do for myself, even if it hurt, even if it was sad, because at the end of the day, if someone's not willing to communicate, which is why my throat chakra is shutting right now and I can't communicate to you guys within a way that doesn't sound like I'm stuttering, Jiminy Christmas, I can't live in this aspect anymore. For at the end of the day, I am a Scorpionic, and we rebirth. That's what Scorpios do. So if Scorpios, our job is to rebirth, and as we all know, I'm Scorpio moon here, then it's our job also, in a sense, of accountability of our light workers and or higher self, and or if we want good, we must transmute and create good and manifest just by way of being, so we don't have to waste any more energy than we already use. It just becomes an essential part of us. With that being the sense, if we just show people, even if it's through our own way of being, showing through our divine feminine of wanting to gather around, we essentially are going to allow people to see our experiences as an example of how to rebirth. So then inevitably they can strengthen themselves and grow as well. And hopefully become the Queen of Cups that you are. Correct. So it looks like right off the bat, okay, it looks like some of you, I'm just giving you a heads up, someone was jealous and is going to potentially come in and say something they're going to try to hurt you. And this is only going to be for a very select some of you. They're going to really try to come in and hurt you because they didn't essentially get what they want. For others of you that have walked away from some sort of recent situationships and or situations, just be aware someone who's mentally tortured over their own choices. This essentially is going to be someone that's been dealt with. There's money around it because it is going to, a pentacle is showing up. So this again could even be a family situation. Yeah, the moon. So there is still secrets. The moon was upright. Spirit, I'm not taking half the deck. This person, essentially, there could have been a Virgo that was getting in between, and or if they can't have you, no one can. It is that kind of dramatic thing. Trust a Virgo to do that. Yes, that is exactly what I said, because they will mentally torture their little selves instead of just communicate. And then when they do communicate, sometimes it just still is not. Poor little things. So it looks as though we have a fire sign that looks like they do not have the strength. Yeah, they don't have the strength. Oh, no, just kidding, just kidding. What this is basically is showing the Queen of Wands reverse. I do believe this is you walking away from this situation. I do think that you no longer have the passion for the situation. Yeah, you are no longer making a blind choice in this situation. You're no longer juggling anything if it has anything to do with finances. You're no longer dealing with people that you basically were just essentially, I don't want to say settling for, but Scorpio, let's admit it, you could have walked away way sooner. We all could have, but we try to give them the benefit of the doubt. It never works out, but we try. So it does look like you are sitting within your beautiful self, looking at your things, your cups, taking notice of the hard work that you've been putting in. Why would someone think that? Someone from your past who is basically thinking about the past passion that you guys last had, or in the past they had. They want to come in and or they see basically how magnificent you are radiating and how successful you are, and they see basically how happy you are, and all these new opportunities that you essentially have and or people in front of you. They basically are they're not going to come in. They're going to keep to themselves. They're going to try to act like you're evil, etc., etc., etc. Four Pentacles, like this is their vibe. So they're AKA pretending that they're protecting themselves, but reality is they're protecting themselves from themselves because of what they essentially did. Right. So it looks like we have a Queen of Pentacles who has a lot of options. This is going to be a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. It looks like they have a lot of good and really bad options in front of us. It does look like they're tied to, they have a new opportunity. Yeah. It looks like they essentially have a new opportunity. They're going to make a choice. It looks like they found out that someone was cheating, essentially. And it was someone that basically was sleeping on them. In other words, sleeping emotionally and mentally on them. This is someone basically that was doing it out of spite. The person that did it is someone that just keeps doing it. They're trying to say that, yeah, this is someone that just does that. This person's a liar. Again, if Scorpios, if there's any sort of Taurus around you, be very, 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 very cautious. Yes. They're just sitting in a fucking pity pot of all these. It's just like they create utter shit shows. And like they don't. It's just horrifying. It is just absolutely horrifying. And again, this is not for all Tauruses. Actually, we just did a Taurus Divine Feminine reading. Meaning Tauruses that show to the world more of a feminine vibe. We actually did a reading on them and they did fantastic. So again, this is someone that it does seem like to be more in a masculine vibe, which would make sense why they're kind of more ego tripping. Thank you for that word. It felt really weird. That is so not something that I normally say. So it does look like we are no longer looking into the future regarding the situation, which is fine because this person is no longer looking into the situation. It looks like we have a Queen of Pentacles who's sitting there pouting, lots of bad choices, no longer having the strength to deal with someone who's cheating and hanging there and making up all the excuses in the book. And again, this is going to be a Queen of Pentacles. So someone that shows a Queen of Pentacles, a feminine persona who is very business savvy. Judgment is coming. There could have been a conversation about something that got brought up. Of course, it always has to do with finances, which makes sense because of the Hangman. These are the cards that we're going to be releasing. So it does look like someone is saying, yeah, they want to release the juggling of a marriage. So again, like I've been saying over and over and over, this shows validation that someone is basically absolutely, completely juggling. Absolutely, completely juggling. Absolutely, completely juggling a marriage. Past. Someone, wait a minute. So it looks like some of you, someone's really jealous, and I think that someone, a there's some sort of Virgo vibe, or someone that is. It's definitely a Virgo. Um, Tried to come in and say something to someone, show passion. It looks like there was some sort of Queen of Cups that was not interested in manifesting this, whatever this was. I don't think this is not a Virgo sun. It's like a Virgo. It's weird. It's like a Virgo rising. So I want to say this is a cross watcher that could be watching this or something. Not could be. Whoever this person, they start little lies. They stir shit up all the time. So, this is in some sort of relationship. So, okay, so I don't even know how to explain this because it's. I know a couple of Virgos that watch this and it's not them, but it's gonna sound. So, yeah, Scorpio, I think someone definitely was trying to come in and manifest you. They definitely are pouting because they came in passionately, and basically I think you called them out, for calling you out, if that makes sense. It looks to me as though you don't really care, about anything that they have to offer you. I'm seeing a whole nother side over here, and I don't know really who this is about. But I think you're using your higher conscious, yeah, self with the high priestess coming out on top. And then, yeah, and why this person's sitting contemplating. There's something about someone potentially being married in the past, and or someone also, let's just say this is like a third for polyamorous. I know I have a couple people on here that are polyamorous situation. It looks as though there could be one situation where there was conflict, where someone's coming back for the people that are in polyamorous relationships and or date more than one partners. That person's being released. It looks like there's another person that's married. Something to do with finances. So obviously finances are a huge problem, and there's no new opportunities, whether it's the fact that someone just wants to leave because someone just keeps cheating, and or one spends money, one cheats. Isn't that like every person that gets divorced? Isn't that what they do? So not original. Anyways, so, and then it looks like all I see is basically you no longer manifesting anything. You were focusing on your work, going on everything in the past, and you had the manifestation card. So I think you're walking away from all of that shit, and that's why when cards are reversed for me, I always say is in the person has turned away or walked away, or you're contemplating based on the surrounding cards. Yeah, you're no longer being foolish in a situation. You're no longer going to be the fool. It definitely shows you do not want to deal with people that are not authentic to who they are, and at the end of the day you are rising above to your Empress moment. You know that at the end of the day you need to keep moving because no one else is going to keep moving, and everyone's going to keep doing what they're doing, and in order to keep shit on lockdown and actually working fluently in order to be able to find love within higher understanding of knowledge, you cannot be around people that are toxic and poor. I mean, when they choose to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being poor. Watch a couple episodes ago, me during COVID, and I was eating. Well, anyways. Fuck off to the fucking judgmental Felicias that try putting words in people's mouth. For people that basically are money hungry. That guy's, and breaking hearts. It's like, I do this because it's someone that makes excuses. Well, I wouldn't do this if I wasn't going for this. No, you're pretty much telling the truth and saying, no, pretty much you at any moment in time can walk away and or be honest about what you're doing. And since you're just not that kind of person, that's totally fine. I'm going to take my finances, myself, and all my love and my higher understanding and guidance, and I'm going to turn my back to you and move forward like a high priestess, because if I stay anywhere around you and or the past, I'm not using my divine guidance, of which I work my ass off on getting. So remember, you did, Scorpio risings, my love, have the 9 of Cups, which is ultimate love and fulfillment, and then you're also doing bomb and finances. And then again, we did have the Lovers up front, and then we do have the Hierophant. So the community and people around you are already recognizing the transition you made, whether they're going to be honest or not, and or tell you. Let's be honest, Scorpios, how many people, queens, actually like tell you when you're doing well? And you don't really need to tell a Scorpio. Well, I'm a Gemini Scorpio, so I'm like, BZ, I'm the smartest sign of the zodiac, and I will get deeper than deep and higher than high. So please enlighten my eyes, because I can breathe in water, right? And as we all know, Scorpios are my favorite sign of the zodiac. And my Geminis. Obviously, I have to. But I think we all can agree, Scorpionics, but Scorpios, yeah, you guys are actually my favorite. So, and Libras, those are my top 3. Moving on. Okay, just kidding. I'm Sagittarius's before. Libra and Sagittarius actually right now are kind of cusping it. I love, yeah, anyways, more feminine vibe Sag, and then more masculine vibe Libra. Moving on. It does look like for whoever's staying, the past basically that's choosing to stay in the karmic pattern, and or the people that are choosing to stay in the karmic pattern with whoever this Queen of Fire was, you're going to essentially continue to be poor. Again, someone might try to send in a message of love, of different ideas and business. Do what you decide. What does the divine recommend? The divine recommends. Explain that one card to me. The divine recommends that you move forward on the divine chariot as it pulls up to get you. Move away from the past situation, although, because at the end of the day, you will be as poor as them. Because not only do they take finances, but they're basically going to take your energy and then try to put it in other people. This person is a complete 3D moron, and it is what it is. Call me mean, but it's a fucking moron, and I don't always want to deal with these 3D humans, and especially when they're that kind of energy. You stay in your power, stay in your higher guidance. You realize that you are who you are, and keep doing you, my boo. And then at the end of the day, you are, obviously, this card is to prove it, being recognized, whether people say it or not. So please know, all your hard work is paying off. It doesn't matter if people are trying to say lies about you. They're saying lies about you because they is poor, and they stir up shit, and they cheat. And they just not happy and don't know how you do it, Scorpios. Mwah. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, our tribe, and you guys are my soul and why I have this channel. Thank you, Scorpios, and I really, truly appreciate you more than you even know.